We are in Chicago. Woo! I'm Devonna Renee with Styler's Xclusive at New Lifestyle, and we came out here to Chicago with so many projects that we have coming, and we are just excited to be here. It's our favorite city, Windy City. It's cold right now. It's actually not too bad, but we are here, and we are about to introduce to you all D.Lylez, who's a music artist here. He's gonna talk about where he's from, where he's been, how he's doing, what is he gonna do next year, all his plans that he has for his music. It's coming. So make sure you sit tight, stay tuned, and it's coming right now. Okay? Okay.
Oh, don't you let go. Don't you let your feelings for me make you lose your mind. How do you know? How do you know if this love is what you really want? Tell me, how do you know? How do you know if I am what you really want? Baby, who feels really sure? Can that love and guarantee your happiness? Surely not.
My name is Darious Lyles. I'm a singer-songwriter from Chicago, Illinois. I also go by D.Lylez. From the south side of Chicago, I'll say Beverly, I'll say through Woodlawn and Roseland, throughout those areas. Growing up, I grew up in church, and church was that thing that kind of glued everything together. So my roots are definitely through church, and it's in me, and my nickname is church, for some people. So I guess that works. Music became a part of my life through church, through my parents, through people around me, through school, through my friends, through family. Everybody that really supported my music helped, sculpt me into the artist I am today. Music is essential in my life. And I think that it has brought me closer, even in my spiritual aspect of just who I am and just who God has made me to be. So I'm just gonna introduce you to a few things that I have going on, and welcome you to my world, my life, and a legacy that I hope to leave behind one day. And here goes. I'll say that my father had a very big impact on my upbringing. My father was a minister, well, he was a pastor. He had been doing it for over 45, 50 years. And he introduced me to playing keys, the organ. And initially when I started singing, it was about 9 years old. It was 5 years old, but it was 9 years old. I actually started to show people, really that I could sing. And my father didn't believe it at first until he sent me to my music teacher. Her name was Miss Elsa Harris. And it first went for me just trying to play the piano, and then it went to singing. And once I started to develop an ear in music with playing the piano and the organ, my father threw me on the organ one day. And from there, I guess he further influenced me to continue my career in music, leading me to go to school for it. So yeah, big ups to my father, rest in peace, Reverend James W. Seiler. Big influence in my life, a very big giant people should know about.
Choose again. I would still choose you.
So there's like big shoes to fill when it comes to being a person or a PK, a preacher's kid in the church. I think that my influence in the church where I grew up at, Christian Covenant, is that this church is basically, you feel at home when you're here. We embrace everybody, and they embraced me. They follow me. Anything that I do outside of the church members, they support me like day in and day out on my social media. You know, even the elders, they're looking and they're like, yo, I'm like, are you really putting emojis under my posts? You know what I mean? So it's kind of fun, you know, and yet that they still keep me grounded and keep me humble. I feel that music has actually helped me fulfill some of the dreams that I have for my home church. I see that there should be a lot more that goes on within my church, so I'm here to help, you know, because I'm probably the help meet to the church, as long as, you know, some of the ministers and stuff like that. So I feel like there's a lot that I want to do, and sometimes it's going back to where you were groomed to make things happen. And no matter where I go in the world, I always come back to my home church and I support them and I love them. I love singing here. I love ministering here. I love the memories that's left behind for younger people like me to take on. And that's the thing about the past. Some things can stay in the past, but if there's a legacy, like my father, like he left, I mean, there's some things that you have to take on and keep it going, and that takes work, and that takes ethics, that takes a lot of passion, which I'm passionate about. So yeah, if you come to my home church, you're gonna feel very passionate about what you love to do, and that's loving people. So, and that's where I get my personality from, you know, my mom and the people here, just having a loving heart, you know.
Oh, I've had the time of my life with you.
Growing up on the south side of Chicago, I would say it was tough, but it wasn't that tough when you have people that look out for you. I always had people, my peers, look out for me. You know, I only been in like 4 fights ever in my life. You know, I could count on my hand about that, but every time I would get into stuff, everybody else would defend for me because they felt like, yo, you're gonna be something one day and we need you to stay out of trouble. But it did get rough. I mean, there was times where it's like, yo, really? When those street lights come on, yo, you better be in the house because you don't know what's gonna happen, or for real, you know, and it's different how it is today. The street lights come on, you still see teenagers still out on the streets, you know, like we really couldn't do that, you know, back then. So, but I'll say for the most part in high school, I saw a lot. I saw both ends. I saw the silver spoon, and then I was fortunate enough to live in Inglewood with my cousins for a little bit, and I saw a few things that happened there. The same things that happen, it's no difference whether you live in a good area or a bad area. The most thing that I like about that is that it's family oriented, and families stay together, you know. Maybe one side, it may seem like it's bad, there's a lot more violence, and then there's one side that seems like it's, you know, roses, you know what I mean? But it's the same thing. It's just, it takes a village to raise, you know, children. And that's what happened with me. You know, there was a lot of people that were influencing my life, but I'm not gonna say it was all good, because it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But it was great for me. It turned out for my good. So, I mean, I'm happy about that. I'm continuing to pray for the future, which is the children, which I feel like I went back to, and I started helping children in schools because I was once that child that had some dreams and I couldn't see past the box that I was in. So, yeah. So my music, I would say that this is the first time I'm ever saying this. I would say I can see why people say they're soul music, because they could either be versatile, either in R&B or in pop, you know. But I would say if you listen to my music, you're gonna get a few things, and that is you're gonna get energy, you're gonna get a calm feeling. And D.Lylez brings awareness of the things that should be talked about in R&B that has, you know, drifted away. And I would say being versatile is fun, because that means I'm not just stuck to one genre of music. I can do any genre of music, you know. And I thank God for blessing me with that, that gift to do that. But yeah, just expect everything. And I got something for the ladies, I got something for the, God forgive me, something for the club. I have something just for people who really want to get in tune with their heart more, just caring for people, and just thinking about the things that matter the most, which is your soul. So that's what you're gonna get out of D.Lylez. Just give it a chance. You might like it.
Some things in between us, girl. Some things got in the way, and I lost my.
So I want to take my music. Well, I should say I expect my music to reach people that I thought I would never reach, and that is overseas, and that is people that is here in America that I'm not able to physically see. That may be homeless people, that may be people that may not be able to speak English here in America, or just period. I feel that to engage those types of things, you have to be very passionate and you have to work hard to get that. So I expect to go far, but not to the expense where I have to lose my vision of what it is that I'm trying to do. And I think that happens sometimes, but my vision is I want to be far. I want to be at a place where I can reach people and it can be translated in love. And that's what I want. And it's just more about the music. It becomes more about the music for me. Because there's some stuff that happens in my life, that's equivalent to other people's problems in their life. So that means so much more when you put it into the music. When I'm sitting down and I'm writing, I'm also thinking about who is going to be affected by the songs that I write. You need to be conscious about that. So I'm expecting big things, especially in 2020. So I just love for people to smile when they listen to me, That's what you're gonna get, lots of smiles, different feelings, and I wanna work with those that have the same visions as I do as well. And I have a lot, thanks to my brother Kenneth, thanks to my brother Don Trail, my boy Gianni, a lot of more people I shouldn't have started naming, but it's a lot of people that really believe in me and has for a while. So I'll say continue to follow me on my journey and I won't let you down. And also just give love to yourself, look in the mirror, show him some love, because it starts with him.
Doing a Marvin Gaye rendition of something that I don't know.
Yeah, so I'll say how I got started was I started working this project with my cousin, Rashawn Lyles, and he introduced me to some people in the studio that were working on TGT's project at the time. And I had a chance to just go in and just write. Barris Bolton was one that was there, Jamie McGrone, Chris Kelly, and Devin Golder, and a few other people that was there. And that's really how I got tuned into just being a songwriter. And that was a benchmark for me that helped me get into the door. From there, I'll say a few years later, I was able to meet Trey the Truth. He's like the king of Houston, so they call him. And I got on a song with him, I was featured. And that became a stamp for me as far as just people believing that I was for real just about music and trying to pursue it. And from there, I really took a turn to just really focus on me as an artist. And when I did that, that was like the best thing that I had ever done. I gave my all into other people. And I think that's what kept me motivated, that I put so much energy into other people. I had to do it for myself too. Put that same energy in that you put with others into yourself. And when you do that, you see results. And that's what I did. And a year later, I had my first EP called Alone. And I was able to do a few things. I ran into James Fauntleroy, I ran into Ty Dolla. I ran into like a few people just in passing in the studio, and just being able to like grasp and learn from them. I think my biggest accomplishment for what I have done musically was with my boy Gianni Blue, and we reached probably, I'll say 4 million over just 3 or 4 songs that has reached 1 million apiece. And I gotta tell you, I didn't think that would happen. in EDM music, but it has, and I have a voice there, and I have a fan base there too. And that's what I just mean about, just D.Lylez. You're gonna get anything from R&B to pop, EDM, soul. I don't know about country yet. We're gonna see about that, but that's what's keeping me motivated, the people that's around me. There's so many people that believe in me. Everybody I come across, they always say, hey bro, like you're gonna be something, you just gotta stay focused. And also my mom was a big part of that, me being focused too, staying motivated. That's just something I know will never be the same, again, in that aspect, but I always keep the memories of her, just like, yo, you need to work hard and, whatever you're doing. My father never pressured me to be a preacher, but he said that whatever you're doing out there in the world, first let it benefit God and let it benefit yourself. And when I heard that from him, it encouraged me to really, I gotta make something of myself and become a better person than he was, And he told me that, become something better than me. And every relationship you come across, make sure you make it solid. Make it solid, and you'll persevere. So that's what keeps me motivated. And I have a lot more to do. It doesn't stop there. There's a lot of benchmarks that I have coming up. I can't speak on now, but yeah, that's what keeps me motivated. That's what keeps my head in the game. My loved ones too, they keep me motivated a lot. Man. What's up, y'all? It's your boy D.Lylez, and we're gonna keep it live. And why do I say keep it live? Because the magic happens when everything is live.
Everybody needs somebody.
I just made that up on the spot.
Feels like the world keeps getting colder. Seems like life just isn't fair. But when you need someone to hold you, just call on me and I'll be